Hi, welcome back, Forest Dragons. Hope you're doing well. We're going to do part 2 of our alien tree. So remember our alien trees? Yes, where we are talking about visual and tactile texture and variety. So last week we worked on our visual texture. Yes, we made our birds and we added like little feathers and beaks, creating our visual texture. So this week we're going to do step 2. We're going to add our tactile texture. So what Miss Eskew did here is I utilized aluminum foil, old magazines, paper towels that I painted with marker and water, or you can use watercolors. I also created little watercolor dots around in those similar colors that I used. You can just use dots with marker or crayon, creating both visual and tactile texture. So whatever you have around the house. I like foil because it's shiny and most people have it, but if you don't have it, you can even use an old book, but only if your parents say that's okay. So, okay, so let's get started. So you're going to need to, and remember, our variety. None of them are going to look the same. And we're going to have a funny alien next week. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to take, let me move it so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. Hi, Miss Eskew. Okay, so here is my paper. And I need another paper. So Miss Eskew goes through lots of papers. Lots of papers. Okay, I don't like that glue. I'm going to get this glue. All my glues get plucked up. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to put some glue at the top and all along to the edge. And then I'm going to take and glue my bird tree right below it. Okay, so now it's like this, right? So I'm going to take that Sharpie again, or the big black crayon, whatever you were using, and I'm going to start on another branch here. And I'm going to go all the way up, filling my page and making curvy lines, okay? You can kind of watch me here. So I'm going to start, they're going to overlap, go in different directions, creating more branches. They can overlap, be small, large. I just am filling my space with curvy lines. I even want maybe some shorter ones, different heights. Okay, you can see what it looks like now. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. And then I'm going to start to use other materials. So Miss Eskew has some paper towels here. I like paper towels because, like you saw on our last project with the turtles and we had the little bubbles, they really absorb watercolors or markers in water really well. So I'm going to also be utilizing aluminum foil. I'm going to go grab some and some water, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have aluminum foil here. I'm going to tear off this section and set it to the side. Now I want this to be the outside of my flowers, so I'm going to fold it up. And anywhere I have a spin, I can put some sort of foil or flower, but you need at least maybe 4 big ones and 4 or 5 small ones. So don't make them all the same size. And you could do 3 sizes, but I'm going to fold it over actually in 4, because I want 4 big ones. And then I'm going to cut off a section. So I folded it 4 times. I have 4 pieces here. And then I'm going to just cut a shape. I'm going to kind of curve the sides. You can just make it a circle if you want. However you want to do it. Okay, so there it is. I'm going to trim this. There we go. So I've just got a shape, right? I'm going to set that to the side. I'm gonna actually do 2 other sizes. Okay. So I've got kind of a medium size here. And then I've got kind of a small size. Okay. So once I've got my sizes, now I will tell you on my big ones, I took some old magazines I had and I kind of, let's see. Let me see, I'm just gonna kind of puff these up, but so you can utilize like old magazines like this. And the way you can do that is you would cut a smaller shape than here. And you can pick any color, like maybe I want to use this bright yellow down here. It's kind of yellowish gold, or there's a purple on the other page. But I'm going to fold it in half. And then I can cut just to shape out whatever I want. Okay, and then I'm actually going to give it some more texture by making cuts facing the center, kind of fringing it. Okay, and then I can like smush these so they kind of puff up. Do you see that? And then I can put it in the middle of my foil, which I can also trim and shape any way I want, making my flower. And then in the middle of this, I can add some tissue or some paper towel to give it another pop of color. So I'm going to go ahead and create some of these flowers and put them on my tree at the top. And then I will tune back in with you in just a minute to have you check it out. Okay, so find all sorts of old books, magazines, trash, paper towels, foil, whatever you want to use to personalize and create that tactile texture. Remember, tactile texture is something you can touch and feel. Visual texture is eyes only. So I am working on my tactile texture now. See, I can feel that this feels different than this tactile touch. Okay, so I'm going to set it aside. I'll be right back with you. Okay, so I've got some paper towels here, and I've cut some little strips of paper towel here. Right in the center of these flowers, I'm going to just put some paper towel. Now, on some of the foil flowers, I did not put extra paper like magazine or whatever. I just left them silver. You can do it any way you want. Maybe you have beads or yarn. Any kind of texture you want to add and create, have fun with it. It's your flower. You can make it look like anything you want it to look like. Make sure, foil's hard to stick though. Make sure you use lots of glue. Miss Eskew's having to be sure she uses lots of glue. Okay, I'm going to cut some little texture into this one. And make sure it glues down really well. And actually, I think I want to round my edges a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to push it down in the glue. Okay, once I've done this, then I can use markers to add color and then add some water and let the marker bleed throughout the paper towel like we did with our fish. Or I can use watercolors to just put some color on the center of the paper towel. any way you want to do it. You are creating this tactile texture. So you can utilize anything you want to do it with. Beads, yarn, noodles. I can't use food at school, but you know, your parents know if you have any allergies, so you can at home if you want. Okay, so there we go. You can see all my fun flowers. Now I'm going to take the watercolor. Let me pause it. Okay, so I'm just going to dip in the water, pick out a color, and just put it in that flower. Then I can also, since I used purple, I can create some little dashes around where I did the purple. I can do the same with any color I use. So here, orange, some dashes with the orange, and so on. So I'm going to pause it and then I'll show you. Okay, all done. I've got my flowers all made, my tactile texture, my birds that are visual texture, and I've added the color. Okay, I hope you had fun. I'll see you next week for the last step. Bye-bye.